Five, four, three, two, one. We're live. Salam alaikum. Good afternoon. Good morning to our drivers. Back with another daily updates with A&M. How you doing, sir?
Doing amazing, fantastic, beautiful Monday afternoon.
Yeah, weather looks good.
Yeah, sorry, the video started on my end as well, so I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Weather looks good.
Weather, well, it's not that stable
Yeah.
today, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Raining, some windy.
You guys
Um,
had a little
uh,
team building event
yeah, we
this
had a team.
weekend.
Yeah, last Saturday, you guys will see a couple of social media updates soon in regards to that, so you can all enjoy watching us enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, I saw a couple videos, man. I got jealous that I wasn't there. You guys were singing and laughing and having a good time. Happy to
Yeah,
see.
great time, man.
Yeah, we do these. We try to go out, have a formal team building thing every quarter, so every 3 months, and it helps with just decompressing, as they say, but it also helps bringing the team closer together outside of work. So it's worked out well for us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, especially in our line of business where everything is fast paced and everything is around computers and calls and something like that. You really need that vent, outside. Okay, you can get it individually, but as a team, it helps as a bonding tool as well.
Yes, sir. All right, man, let's dive in. Recap last week. We had 57 available drivers. We booked 215 loads. It took us 2,131 bids to do that. We had 1,708 declined opportunities, so almost as many bids as we had. We had almost the same amount of declines, which just
Yeah,
speaks on that opportunity. If our drivers want to earn more, they can. We can end up booking more loads by declining fewer loads. Average driver pay 2,300, which is actually significantly higher than it's been lately, and over 10% bid win ratio, so that's good to see as well.
indeed. It is one of the for our drivers, at least those that were active, one of the better weeks we had this year.
Hmm.
And this is code red, and code red like this always look every Monday we have a similar code red. And as you can see here, we have drivers that are waiting since Friday that were not booked since Friday. Some of them are in tough areas such as Florida, and the others are waiting. They deliver sometimes Saturday or Sunday. Not much to update here. Just want to say that as every Monday approaches, we know that this will happen, and we strategize. We try to, over the weekend, if these guys are not booked, we try to move them to better places. Some of them were moved to better places, and then today, hopefully, by the end of the day, all of these high prime time idling drivers will be definitely booked. I see we had some opportunities over the weekend as well. But the true story is the story of Monday. So hopefully today we'll move all of them. This just serves as a reminder to all of those drivers that see themselves on the list that we know who they are, we know where they are, and we know that they are utmost priority to get booked.
Absolutely. We'll do our best to get these guys going as soon as possible. Obviously, waiting over the weekend is kind of a reoccurring theme that we always try to avoid, but um, it's always going to be tough, man, to fully avoid that. So it's just kind of part of the gig is how people have to understand and see it, and we're always going to do our best to book, Friday, Saturday, Sunday loads, so that way people aren't just sitting. On Friday, we had a major issue in operations regarding Canada border crossing. The issue happened due to poor communication with the customs broker and the customer. The customs broker was convinced that they are clearing customs for airfare, which held the shipment for a whole day before it got cleared. Luckily, our team was proactive to communicate all details with the customer to get the issue resolved, and the driver made it to delivery without any further issues. Yeah, like we
Let me
always
just
say, these Canada ones are, 99% of time it's some issue between the customer and the customs broker, which is the company clearing the border crossing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone, approximately 30% of our business is over the border business between Canada and USA. That's a huge chunk. A lot of the customers out there that have these over the border shipments trust BHX to be, on a high level when it comes to just providing the best assistance and clearing the shipments,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding the background as well. It happens a lot that we actually know what's going on better than the customs broker and
Yeah.
the customer and the broker, and we actually are the one that guide them through the resolution. And that's why they're coming to us with a lot of these over the border shipments, because
Mm-hmm.
our procedure for clearance is really a top procedure. So
Mm-hmm.
that being said, I want to remind drivers again that are on self-dispatch and that are kind of reluctant to bid on loads going to Canada. Guys, that's a huge chunk of business that is paying
Mm-hmm.
really well. Do not forget to bid on those and try to stay active when those come up. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I mean anyone that doesn't go to Canada because of, an occasional delay, they're not thinking about it the right way. It simply comes down to, would you rather be stuck in Tennessee waiting for a load for 2 days, or would you rather maybe be stuck at the border, once every 2 months because of Canada that delays? So you're making way more money with these Canada loads, and then even when there is an issue, it gets cleared pretty quickly. All right, we got driver spotlight. Driver had a flat tire on the way to delivery in the middle of the night. He proactively explained the issue and provided updates until the tire was fixed. So thank you, Mr. Brown.
Oral Brown, one of the new drivers, a great guy, very
Yeah,
active, wanting to do a lot. And yeah,
nice,
he's a beautiful human being.
nice man, nice. Yeah, good communication means the world to us. Last week, Mohammed booked the most loads at 65, Haris second at 60, and Omar at 51. Mohammed with the highest bid win ratio with 13.87, and Haris with the most amount of bids,
Yeah,
738.
yeah.
The
As
rest
of
of the stats pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry to I keep interrupting you, man.
it's all
Apologies.
good.
Have to fix my tempo. Muammer, just want to say a couple of things. Vedad used to work those 5 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern hours,
Mm-hmm.
and Vedad, as you guys know, is moved back to business hours.
Mm-hmm.
And those hours for bidding right now, Mohammed is doing those. I have absolute trust he will be doing those, hours in the best of his abilities. And as you can see, this was his first week, and he booked the most loads in the company. He now comes in at 12 Eastern and goes home at 8:30 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you'll see this more often, I guess. And as you can see, his win award ratio is high as well. He's very hungry, young and hungry to book you guys as much as he can and provide you guys with the best loads. And he's working on his um, you know communication, building relationships, and everything else. Props to Mohammed, really.
Nice man, nice. Okay, the best load from last week was a Ontario to Arizona, or one of the best loads. 2,330 miles for 2,400. Over $1 a mile and over $2,000 and 2,000 miles doesn't happen very often. So when it does, it makes it to the best loads list.
Yeah, beautiful load, very good load. Look at this one, man. I love these loads. It's Auburn Hills, Michigan, going to Sparks, Nevada. I think we mentioned it in
Mm-hmm.
one of the last previous recordings. As you said last time, a couple of hours from Sparks, Nevada is San Fran and really 92 cents a mile going there and small relocation. If driver gets another load back to east, his week is above the average. So, one of those good loads that we see out there.
Yeah, yeah, we talked about her last week. It's a good load. Next up, a really good one. We got a New Jersey to New Brunswick, 670 miles for 1275. We are going to have to relocate back, probably at least to Maine, perhaps to Boston, to really be able to get a
Absolutely.
load pretty quickly. But even with that relocation, it still ends up being a well-paid load. So yeah, good to see.
Yeah. Just want to mention something. Most of the time when driver is in Maine, he gets booked from Boston. So this morning, just a fun fact. This morning I was checking our win ratios and data and digging, analyzing, and then I saw we had five bids out of Saskatchewan and we booked three. So five
Wow,
bids, three loads booked, and we
wow.
had in the last month, and that's in the last month, and then we had four available loads from Maine and zero booked loads from Maine in the month of May to June. So in the last month. And all of the drivers that were kind of or either crossing or delivering to Maine were booked from Boston. So
Yeah,
that's how Maine is. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know if it's probably not industrial or anything like that. But
it's green.
Saskatchewan seems to be better. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
green.
yeah. You just never know either, man. It's a weird sport that we're in.
Yeah.
All right, we need our drivers to communicate all issues on the road, especially when there are issues with their health or the vehicle. Um, we need to communicate these issues with our customer to upkeep our reputation and trust with our loyal customers. So if your vehicle is blowing purple smoke out the front, you got to report it to us.
Yeah, man. 100%.
98% on-time performance for last week. It's actually a percent higher than what we are officially aiming for. Great to see. Our drivers providing good communication, working hard to get there on time. Our dispatch team ensuring that our drivers are put in the best position to have a high on-time performance. So all around phenomenal effort by the whole team.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Phil Knight. Phil Knight. Phil Knight. That's the shoe guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is
Play
Nike.
by the rules, but be ferocious. Break it down for us,
100%.
Munir.
100%. I've heard actually in before the meeting, I was going through the presentation just to see what's there, and I saw this, and it reminded me of Dana White, the president of UFC, and he said in modern world, if you are ferocious, if you're not trying to build a victim out of yourself for everything, and if you're just you know playing by the rules, of course, but being ferocious, being a monster, being a killer when it comes to business, you have 10 or whatever times more opportunity or possibility to actually succeed than before when everyone was ferocious. Because nowadays, a lot of people are just thinking that everything should happen to them,
Mm-hmm.
either regardless if they work hard or not, they should succeed. So to kind of just connect that to this, um, play by the rules, of course, mean do not go outside of legal boundaries. Those are the rules, I guess. But then rules of the industry as well, moral rules. But within that, you can still be a vigilant, ferocious, killer that quote unquote mentality where you just go at it. And if you do all of that, you'll have that continuity. If you're
Mm-hmm.
just ferocious but not playing by the rules, you know what happens usually. People that don't play by the rules, they end up like Italian mafia in 80s and 90s. They're, everyone uh, dies in the prison or dies on the street. But here, if you play by the rules and still have that mentality of being ferocious and being hardworking and et cetera, you'll succeed, man.
Yeah.
100%. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just anyone who's gonna achieve that victory within their field is gonna have to be ferocious because everyone plays hard, everyone plays to win. Love it. Phil Knight's that book was a great book, Shoe Dog. I highly
Hmm.
recommend it to anyone that's looking for that inspiration of that true company being built up and doing whatever it takes. The most dangerous poison is the feeling of achievement. The antidote is to every morning think what can be done better tomorrow. Yeah, I've seen a lot of companies um, get lazy because of certain wins that they've had. Um, so yeah, I mean, having this mentality of no matter how successful you are, never being satisfied and always looking for ways to perfect and improve the process. I mean, that's what helped Ingvar um, Kamprad become, who he is today.
Yeah, indeed, man. Just want to say one more thing about this as well. I am inspired today by these quotes. If you remember when we read that book, How to Influence and Influence People, there was that guy. I forgot his name, but I did not forget the idea of his approach. And they asked him, what did you do to succeed? What is your what is your trick or whatever? And he said, every night I would come home and I would have a dinner with myself. What would that mean is I would just write down what I did today, the
Mm,
interactions I had today, conversations and meetings I had today, and I will write on the right side what I could have done better
mm,
and move from there. And he would do that every day. It's
wow.
like uh, it's like that. Uh, how do you call that? Like a self examination or self
Yeah,
interrogation or self whatever, and that would help him for next time when something like that happens to actually improve in all of those conversations and meetings and everything else. It's a
wow.
good thing, and I think it keeps everyone in check. If you are as a human being, let alone professional, as a human being, when you lay down a bed, when to kind of
Taking
go over what
inventory.
happened. Yeah, taking inventory. What happened? What I need to do tomorrow? What could have I done better? Do I need to do I need to apologize for something? Do I need to because all of those things are important. Sometimes we
Hmm.
just move on. We say something to someone and then we move on. We forget. I'm just taking that as an example. Maybe next morning you should apologize. Maybe next morning you should do something with that person. I'm talking, of course, personally, not professionally,
Hmm.
because for you guys that might matter as well. So that's what I had in my mind when I read this that self check thingy.
Yeah, yeah. Well said, man. Well said. Taking inventory both personally and professionally. A lot of companies, like I was saying, because they have good sales channel, they neglect their other channels, for example, and they don't provide good customer service because they just don't feel like it's necessary. But the ones that are able to take inventory of all things, regardless of how well one area is going, are the ones that end up ultimately going the furthest. So that's it for now, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, inshallah, with another one. Hope you guys benefited. Stay safe. Have a good day.
Yes, indeed.